Influencers brands are finally coming to an end. The sense that Sephora is dropping beauty lines of TikTok stars Addison Rae and IRAM. IRAM launched its skincare line called Selfless by IRAM directly in Sephora around June 2021. He's a popular influencer when it comes to skincare. It was popular during the COVID time. If you need anything about skincare, everything is there. And decided to start up his own skincare line with enquires. But after the launch, Aram has become very cold on social media. Social media started dropping, following started dropping. Personally, not tried a skincare product before, but with the whole review and everything, there's nothing hyped about his product. It's not something you really want to get because he started off with calm ingredients. He doesn't want to do harsh stuff and all of that. But now Sephora no longer wants to sell Selfless by Aram and also Addison Rae products again at the store. What do you think might be the problem? Is it that they are not selling at all? Let me know down in the comment section. But before then, let's see what other people have to say.
The biggest lesson we can all learn from Sephora dropping the beauty lines of Addison Rae and Hiram Yarbrough is that clout is no substitute for business fundamentals. You need to have a strong team that is dedicated to that specific brand. The influencer in question is ideally involved with the brand, and if they're not, then they fill in the gaps with people who are solely devoted to that brand, who are veterans of the industry, who know what they're doing, and aren't stretched thin by working on 5 other brands at the same time. Finally, you need a brand that has actually differentiated products and brand positioning. Unfortunately, a lot of these influencer brands that came out over the last few years don't have any of these, because what people were hoping for, like the Inky list with Hiram's brand and the incubator that came out with Addison Rae's brand, they were hoping for a quick cash grab, basically. They were hoping to capitalize on the meteoric rise of these influencers who appeal to Gen Z in order to diversify their customer demographics. They thought they could actually get away with skimping on some of the sort of foundational business building and brand building that you need to do to stay competitive in this saturated landscape. But it turns out they were wrong. I also do think there's something to this notion of TikTok influencers being a little bit less actually commercially viable as founders of brands, because TikTok, unfortunately, but not everybody has the substance, engagement, and quality to back those numbers with actual depth that can be translated into something marketable. In other words, just because you have millions of followers doesn't mean you can sell product. What we're learning is what we've been talking about on my channel for basically over a year, which is that if you launch a brand as a celebrity or influencer, that brand needs to be just as strong on its own without any kind of a famous name or face slapped onto it. Otherwise, you're merch. Strong team, strong execution, strong differentiation. If you have those things and then layer on somebody who has a genuinely engaged, high quality following of millions of people, then you have a winning formula. But the latter is no substitute for the former.
Y'all, how do we feel about this? Sephora is dropping Item Beauty and Selfless by Hiram. Item Beauty, I'm not that shocked, but Selfless by Hiram, I'm kind of a little shocked. My question is, when did Hiram kind of become irrelevant? Because he was everywhere a few years ago. He was my go-to for skincare advice. Do you guys think that influencer brands are doomed from the beginning, or do you think that some know how to do it right?
Bad news for TikTok stars who have gone and opened beauty brands. Sephora has announced that they're dropping Addison Rae and Hiram from their line. Some of you might think, well, that's a little bit crazy. How would that happen? These people are famous. They sell a lot of products all the time. So let's chat about it. So first of all, both of these brands did not sell or make the promise of the sales that Sephora was hoping for. So it naturally makes sense that Sephora isn't going to hold any brands that aren't bringing them business. Hiram came to popularity in 2020 with his skincare reviews and skincare routine advice. He launched his line Selfless in 2021. The challenge with this is that what Hiram actually did was he completely undermined all of his expertise in the area by launching his own brand. The reason he became so popular in the first place was because of his unfiltered product reviews. And Gen Z came to trust him. And the challenge is when you launch your own brand, then obviously you're not necessarily going to be producing the most unbiased reviews of your own product. And while it probably sounds like a great idea to start your own beauty line, the challenge is that he probably should have stayed in his own lane where he was doing a really amazing job at influencing. He had a ton of brand partnerships, and brands really wanted to work with him because they loved his authentic and original style. Within months of Selfless going live at Sephora, sales were completely underwhelming, and so it's no surprise that we're here today. What's interesting is that He's now, hard to see, but he's now launching a coffee brand. So we shall see how that goes. If I had to guess, my guess would be that this probably won't do that well either, but I guess we'll see. At the end of the day, it's kind of a shame because if you take a look at his notoriety and the way that he was perceived, he was really viewed as like one of the people who can either make or break a skincare brand. This was an article from the New York Times. The other challenge is that even with this reputation, over the last couple of years, dermatologists have come to TikTok too to share their expertise. And so this has really sort of changed the landscape of skincare influencers on TikTok. And I'm not going to have time to fully talk about Addison Rae, so go to part 2 for more.
This is my take on why I think Sephora is dropping celebrity and influencer skincare lines like Addison Rae and Skincare by Hyram. Reference, I've been a licensed esthetician for 8 years and my entire life revolves around skincare, so I eat this stuff up. First things first, there are so many amazing skincare lines coming out and skincare lines that are improving their products. And I believe that is a result of us as consumers demanding more from the skincare industry because we are becoming more educated. We are in an era of taking care of ourselves, and skincare has been such a huge aspect of that. So as we are becoming more selective with which products we're buying because we want the best of the best, it's weeding out these product lines that aren't as results driven. We're realizing that just because these influencers have a following, it does not mean that they can put together a proper skincare brand. And it also drives me crazy because someone like Hyram will say, oh my gosh, I've been in the lab, I've been working with the chemist, making sure that this is perfect before I launch it, yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, tell me why these products didn't sell. You're listing them for 50% off on your website, and now you've started a coffee brand? I am so confused by this. He reviews skincare on YouTube. What does that have to do with coffee? Anyways, it's a good reminder that these influencers can be picked up by incubators who are creating tons of different product lines at once, finding influencers that have a big following and then letting them put their name on it. And these influencers in reality don't have a ton to do with the production of the product at all. And consumers want to purchase something from people that they have an emotional connection with. I think Sephora is going to continue to drop skincare and beauty brands that just aren't cutting it anymore because consumers are becoming too smart. And I think that's an amazing thing because the more education you can have on your skin and what products you're using, where they're coming from, what research has been done to back up the claims that they make on the bottle is such a great thing. So keep learning.
After this old news about Sephora dropping Selfless by Hyram, this is a video he had to post after the news.
So you might have heard the news, Selfless by Hyram is leaving Sephora. There's been a lot of buzz about it, and for any of you who love Selfless products, not to worry, we are coming to a new accessible retailer very soon, and I'm so excited to tell you guys where. We are so grateful for our time at Sephora. I mean, we owe the success of our launch to them. There's been changes in direction and retail adjustments, but Selfless is continuing to evolve, so stay tuned, y'all. Exciting news is coming. For any of you who are concerned, not to worry, all the products are still available at selflessbyhyram.com, but even with the change, I just want to say thank you so much to all who continue to support the mission of the brand. The goal has always been to empower you guys with better skin and make the world a better place through our partnerships with nonprofits, and we are so excited to continue that this year. So yeah, love you all and stay tuned for some exciting news.
Maybe some influencers really think that when you're popular or when you have a lot of following, it's going to convert to sales for you, or once you start up a new business, then definitely your millions following are going to convert to sales for you. It doesn't work that way, basically. Let me know, you guys, what you think about these influencers and their, products, their, let me just know generally what you think. All right, my name is Maria Davis, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.